So, welcome to the first episode of Funconventional. Bringing it back. Not quite Funconventionality. I'm going to be calling this Funconventional just to differentiate it from what the Funconventionality was a few years ago. So what I did a few years ago, I would take a strange Pokemon and I would build a team around it and then I would ladder with it. And then that episode would be the Funconventionality. This Funconventional is going to be something slightly different. The Funconventional is going to be the guide to the strange Pokemon. And then I'm going to be taking that strange Pokemon, and then the next week of Believe in Boyt will be using a team featuring that Funconventional Pokemon. So, first Pokemon that I'm going to be starting off with in this new series is going to be probably my favourite Pokemon from Gen 8. It's pretty much tied with Centiskorch. I'm still not sure which one's my favourite, but Perrserker is definitely the top two of Pokemon that are my favourites going into this new generation, and very underlooked, like super underlooked right now with this Pokemon. I don't think I've seen really any Perrserkers being used at all. I think maybe one of the Galar Weeklies, one of the very early Galar Weeklies, the online tournament that VGC stats do every week. But yeah, not really used at all. No idea why. It's actually amazing. So I'm going to go on to some sets that I think could be definitely viable going into this format. So I'm going to start off with this one. I think this is probably going to be the most splashable set, as it were, onto a team. This could just, if you want to use Perrserker, this would fit onto any team, because it could fit really easily onto a hard Trick Room team, because Fake Out to get out the Trick Room and then being super slow is going to be really good as well, especially with the Iron Ball and Gyro Ball. So Iron Ball is going to half your speed down to, I believe it goes to 24 speed. So not quite underspeeding Torkoal, but underspeeding Dusclops. So really, really slow with this Perrserker. So because you're so slow, your Gyro Ball is going to be doing that much more damage. It's something I used back in 2016, where I used my Power Anklet Aegislash with the Gyro Ball as well, to be able to pick up knockouts on Xerneas that hadn't even gone for Geomancy yet because I was so slow, and also underspeed Bronzongs. This Perrserker can do exactly the same thing. It can halve its speed, make the Gyro Balls super, super powerful, and really, really powerful with its ability Steely Spirit. The 50% boost is absolutely huge to the Gyro Ball. As you can see there, Dragapult is just absolutely blown back by the Gyro Ball, and I barely invested anything in this Perrserker as well. The attacks that I went for with this Perrserker was the Oko on Tyranitar with Close Combat, as you can see. Is going to be doing 100% minimum, and special defense is going to be, I don't think you'll see it too much, a max modest life orb Dragapult. They're probably going to be timid if they're special like that, but just knowing that you can survive anything from a Dragapult, it would have to be a fire move coming out from Dragapult. Anything else isn't able to KO this Perrserker because of the special defense. And yeah, I think it can really fit onto any team in general, really, because hard Trick Room, obvious, Fake Out, get Trick Room up, and then be super slow and start dealing damage with the Gyro Balls. But one of the really nice things about this Perrserker as well is because it is so slow, like only Torkoal really underspeeding it that's used in the format, you get the super slow U-turns, and that's always really nice. To be able to get something in for essentially free at the end of the turn with the super slow U-turn is really nice, and that's a reason why we saw a lot of Incineroars back in 2019 run min speed, was so that they could get the slow U-turn to get the Pokemon that they're U-turning into in for free, so the Incineroar would take the damage instead of them. And that can be the same with this Perrserker as well. The Perrserker, because it's so slow, will get the last move off almost always with its U-turn and bring it back out and get your Pokemon in for free. And obviously U-turn and Fake Out is an amazing combination. As we saw with Incineroar being everywhere last season. No Intimidate, but still, like Steely Spirit helping your teammates as well. The Gyro Balls from Perrserker is going to be doing a lot, but then also the 50% boost to your partners as well. If you had something like a Durant, that would be absolutely busted. Everyone should know by now how much I like Durant, but then yet that would turn super busted with this Perrserker as well. But even if you're using coverage on Pokemon, like Dragapult, we've seen it use Steel Wing as well. That Steel Wing gets really strong after the Steel Spirit. It essentially becomes a stab move coming off from the Dragapult and could help it pick up KOs it wouldn't do otherwise. But yeah, this Perrserker, I think, really should be used a lot more. Like this specific Perrserker, I think could be slapped onto a lot of teams and really do well. But if you don't really want to go with the Iron Ball Gyro Ball, you could go with the Assault Vest instead and swap the Gyro Ball for Iron Head. And it is a bit faster with this Perrserker as well. going to be outspeeding Charizard in Tailwind if you're going with the more Tailwind rooted team with the Perrserker, because obviously when you're Iron Ball and min speed with the Perrserker, that's not really going to be making use of Tailwind. So if you want the Perrserker to be able to make use of Tailwind a bit more, then you can go with this speed as well. The speed as well lets it outspeed a lot of Grimmsnarls, so you would be able to fake out before they fake you out. So because Perrserker naturally underspeeds Grimmsnarl, maybe a lot of people will go for fake out into the Perrserker and then waste their fake out because you faked out their other partner first. So yeah, the Assault Vest is going to let it live some nice things here. So you can see it can live a Life Orb Heat Wave from Ninetales in the sun, is what I went for with this Assault Vest one. Kept the attack stat the same because the close combat roll is still the same as well. So this Perrserker, if you want to go a bit more faster with the Tailwind route, I think this could be used a lot more. You could also get more away with Tough Claws over Steely Spirit on this Perrserker. I think if you have any other Pokemon on your team with a Steel move, you definitely want Steely Spirit to be boosting that. But Tough Claws boosts all 4 of those moves that the Perrserker has. And you sacrifice a bit of power on the Iron Head for a lot more power on the Close Combat U-Turn and Fake Out. And that could be significant. So this would be one of the main sets that I would consider Tough Claws over Steely Spirit. But I think if you have any of the Steel moves, you will go with the Steely Spirit. And I'll finish off with this final one. This one's a lot more fun. The Weakness Policy Perrserker. So we've seen everyone bulldoze their own Rhyperior. Like, that's like the main strategy in Trick Room now, to bulldoze your own Rhyperior. Why can't you bulldoze your own Perrserker? Because you'll still get the +2 boost with the bulldoze, thanks to the Weakness Policy. You'll be reducing your speed down even further, so that Gyro Ball is going to be doing even more damage. Maybe on not the same turn that you bulldoze, because everyone gets the -1 drop, so the ratio would stay the same between the Pokemon, but the Pokemon in the future that will come in and haven't been dropped by the bulldoze, or if they're flying types as well, you're going to be doing a lot more damage with the Gyro Ball. So I think this one would be, this Perrserker would be much more hard Trick Room dedicated than just the general Iron Ball one. Because so the combo I have in mind with this, like any Trick Room set can bulldoze, like Dusclops is bulldozing all the time and all that stuff. But the one I have specifically in mind with this Perrserker is Oranguru, because Oranguru has Symbiosis. So Oranguru holds a power item or the Iron Ball or Macho Brace or whatever, and then you go for Fake Out Trick Room. You get the Oranguru slower than your Perrserker because of the Power Anklet or whatever you've got. Let's say the Iron Ball, because I was using that in the first one. So the Oranguru has the Iron Ball. It's putting it slower than the Perrserker. You go for Bulldoze, you activate your Weakness Policy, and then Symbiosis transfers the Iron Ball back onto Perrserker. So you now got a +2 Perrserker that is now back down to 24 speed, or actually even slower because of the Bulldoze as well. So that will let the Perrserker underspeed a Torkoal if that's not in yet as well, and it will give your Gyro Balls so much power. Like a +2 Gyro Ball is going to blow back pretty much anything. Like look at the Excadrill in the bottom left there. That's killing 1.5 Excadrills. Like that's not even close to surviving. That's just blowing anything back that doesn't. I was going to say even the things that resist it as well. The Excadrill just gets bodied there. That against the max Rhyperior as well. If you Dynamax your Perrserker, Gyro Ball is 130 base power. Don't trust the damage calculator. It's 130 base power, not 90. It's going to do so much to the Rhyperior as well. And because your Oranguru will underspeed the Rhyperior in Trick Room because of its half speed, you'll be able to bulldoze your Perrserker, which outspeeds the Rhyperior outside of Trick Room, if they're min speed as well. But then if you're in Trick Room, the Oranguru will be able to bulldoze your Perrserker first and get the Iron Ball onto the Perrserker, then immediately putting it slower than the Rhyperior, and then being able to get that huge max Steel Spike into the Rhyperior. And as you can see, very close to being able to one-shot Rhyperiors. Not all Rhyperiors run max HP. A lot of them run some more special defense to sacrifice some HP because its defense is so high. And you're also getting that tiny bit of bulldoze chip from the Oranguru as well. So it's very possible that a Rhyperior that thinks it's safe against Oranguru Perrserker in Trick Room could just get blown back by a Dynamax Max Steel Spike, +2 thanks to the Weakness Policy, and the Iron Ball. The Iron Ball doesn't really affect the Max Steel Spike, but it will let your Gyro Balls still be doing a lot of damage. Like the Gyro Ball, if you're at 150 base power, that is going to be stronger than your Max Steel Spike. But against something like Rhyperior that is so slow, you would want to be Max Steel Spiking instead. But yeah, the Gyro Balls are going to be so strong coming out from this Perrserker. And as you can see, even Ferrothorn is blown back by a +2 close combat as well. So this Perrserker I think paired with an Oranguru, with an Iron Ball, could be a lot of fun. So that's going to be it for the sets that I have for Perrserker as well. Please put in the comments any Pokemon you want in the future to be featured on Funconventional, because I'm planning to do this weekly. Planning for Funconventional to come out every Sunday with a new Pokemon, and then the next week for the Believe in Boyt, I'm going to be planning to use that Funconventional Pokemon in a team for that week. So please put all the Pokemon that you want to see on Funconventional in the comments, and I will either choose my favourite or maybe a very liked one, or maybe I'll look into the future of doing some sort of poll or something to be able to work out what I should be doing next. But yeah, please put in the comments next Pokemon you want to see on Funconventional, and please start using Perrserker. I don't know why no one's using Perrserker. It's a brilliant Pokemon, and I hopefully you can see that now and start using it for yourself. Thanks for watching.